of course, the Ottawa Humane Society, incredible organization. What does it mean to be a PAW donor? We've got all the details right now with the President and CEO of the Humane Society, Bruce Roney, joining us. Nice to have you on our program.
Thank you for having us.
Wonderful to have you. And when you say us, we have two more great individuals here, okay?
We do.
Jennifer Heel is with us, Manager of Donor Relations. Jennifer, would you actually like to introduce your friend?
Yeah, this is Lana. She's one of our shelter dogs right now. She's a 2-year-old retriever mix who has recently had puppies. She was actually from one of the northern communities. So she's lived maybe not as much of a domestic life as some of the dogs in our shelter. And she's a very sweet dog, but she will require some training.
Yeah.
Whoever chooses to take her in will be also teaching her everything that a dog needs to know to live in a home.
Okay.
But she's very sweet and loving.
Wonderful. Bruce, this PAW initiative, what does PAW stand for?
PAW stands for pre-authorized withdrawal. So it's either from your credit card or your bank account monthly. And PAW is something that really, really helps the Ottawa Humane Society help the animals in the community because it's steady, it's not difficult for the donor. You know, we've said many times to our community, we speak for those who can't speak for themselves. We forgot to say we need to ask for those who can't ask for themselves. So we really need, we're very dependent on our community, and within that, PAW is our #1 and most important initiative. So.
Okay, so let's find out about the many ways that it does help. First of all, how does it help the shelter?
Well, as I said, it's a steady income from our PAW donors. They're small amounts. It's easy for donors to do it. I do it myself, and I hardly notice it. So it really helps the shelter be available for animals like Lana when they need us, and when we have the lights out for a weekend, and when we have a huge influx of cats that we had in the spring, and now it's happening again. So it's really allows us to be here for the almost 10,000 animals that need our care every single year.
10,000 animals? So that's how many that walk through the doors of the Humane Society?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow. And when we talk about animals, it's not just cats, dogs. I mean, it's all walks of life, really.
It is. We've had some rather strange animals in the shelter.
Yeah.
I recall actually quite a few years ago there was a townhome in Canada that had, I believe it was 89 different species in it, including parrots and snakes and desert foxes. So, yeah, over the years, we don't usually get them in those kind of numbers, but every now and again we have some kind of strange animals that come and need our care. They all need our care.
So where does the money go towards?
Well, the money goes to caring and feeding and fostering and medical intervention for those close to 10,000 animals every year. So it really does keep the Ottawa Humane Society going, and it allows us to care for the animals that I know our community wants us to care for.
Okay, so not only does a donor benefit by knowing that they're helping out animals, but what else is in it for a donor?
Well, we try to keep them up to date on our work. So one of the things I brought, just an example, we periodically send cards to donors who to let them know how their money is being used and to introduce them to some of the animals they're helping. As well, they receive our quarterly newsletter, also keeping them up to date on the kind of work that we do at the Ottawa Humane Society.
Okay, which is super important. Lina seems very relaxed here, and that's good. We like to, it's a very relaxing environment here daytime, and Lina's just taking a break here. That's good. So is it easy to become a PAW donor? What are the ways people can do it?
It's really easy. The easiest way, Dylan, is to go onto our website, so www.ottawahumane.ca. You can give us a call at 725-3166, or those are the two best ways.
Website, call, in person, I'm sure. Can drop
Absolutely, if people want to show up. People do, actually. Since we moved to the shelter on West Hunt Club, we have a lot more visitors, and people come by just to visit with the animals, even if they're not ready to adopt.
Jennifer, she's okay?
She's so happy right now.
A little rub on the belly and the side, of course, she'd be happy. And you said that it's hard to tell when the money's coming off out of your bank account or on your credit card because there's different increments that you can donate.
Absolutely. The average gift that people make, and people in Ottawa are very generous, so it's close to $25 a month. Again, I don't notice mine. It's a little more than that, but I don't notice it coming off. It's a really easy way to donate, frankly. So.
Okay. And this is a very busy time of year for you?
It's surprisingly busy. It's usually by now we're just starting to see a little bit of end of the summer rush, but I looked at the animal population last night, and we're still pretty high. So we need people to support the animals and to adopt animals like Lana.
Yeah, adopt. Okay, so how many, once again, like how many dogs, cats would you say that are up for adoption at this point?
Right now, look to be about 20 or so dogs, and I would say, I'm guessing about 120 cats.
Which is
That's a lot of
even
cats.
one's too many.
Absolutely. We'd like to find them all homes.
Forever homes.
And they can find their forever family at our shelter or at any of our pet adoption locations, so all across the city.
And I imagine as well, rolling into the Christmas season, it's got to be a busy time?
Christmas is a busy time. We have a few parties where we invite the community to come and see us, which is always fun. It is the time where people are most generous, so we hope to be processing some gifts to the animals. And we'll be announcing shortly our Christmas holiday delivery program.
Wonderful. Okay, so details, of course, ottawahumane.ca. Bruce, Lana, Jennifer, thank you very much. The PAW Donor Program, check it out. I'm Dylan Black with more Daytime coming up in moments right here on Rogers TV.